Hello, we're going to quickly go through the new quotation system. It's very similar to how it was before. There's just some changes for VT and for transfers. I'll explain as I go. Also, the system has been changed to be a little bit more self-explanatory so that it explains how to go through the process. So you can see I've just gone to quotations and add quotation. Once we arrive here, we arrive on the first page. I tried to make it so that each field explains what goes inside. Also, it blocks you putting in the wrong thing in most cases. We will need information from SBT about how we want to do the package codes, what format they should be in, what way the package names should be put in. Obviously, there's a way to do this, and we should make everybody do the same way. So we can you guys can change this text. You just need to let me know what you want. So let's start with a very simple one. Let's say like 5 nights, 6 days, or I've already done that one. Let's do like 7 nights, 8 days, Tahiti Bob. And so we'll call this 7 and then nights, Tahiti Bora package. Okay, so I'll do this one for JTB. It's pretty much the same for all. So the number of nights, this is the number of nights that the client will spend in Polynesia. So not the number of nights away from Japan, just the number of nights spent here in Tahiti in a hotel. So 7. The data creation is automatically set to today, so you can leave it, and the time is also automatically set to now, but you can also change that if you like. The islands, all you have to do is type, so Tahiti, and then you hit enter and it adds it. Or enter and it adds it. Once that's done, you can go to the next page. So that has generated that package with that package code. So now we choose a provider. So let's put them 1 night in the Inter, and we'll put them in a standard room. The number of nights will be 1. Maybe they just stay 1 night, and the night stay of period now. So the importance of this is the number of nights stayed in this room. So the overall number of nights guests will stay in this room, and then the nights of stay period is the timeline of the vacation. So excuse me. So which night during the 7 nights is this? So in this case it's the first night, so we put in 1, but if it was the first and the second, then you put in 2 as well, and 3, and yada yada. So then the markup, this doesn't matter, I've just left it in for now. I'm just going to put in 30%. This actually doesn't work at the moment because we have the land fees being generated, so I'll take that out eventually. We'll just leave it in for now. I'll take that out probably today or tomorrow. Then the extra is very simple. You choose a hotel, let's say they're on an American plan, and then on the first night, and the markup will be 30% as well for that. So very basic. So we've added a hotel and an extra. Oh, we might want to add the hotel for Bora as well. Why not? So let's add Bora. Let's see what we got. Let's put in maybe Bora Talasso JTB, Diamond over Water. Ooh, map plan. We should probably get rid of these and just put them in without the map plan and things like that, and then add the map plan as an extra. Pool over Water Villa. Okay, so maybe they'd stay for 6 nights because it's a 7 night stay. So it'll be the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th. And then we'll put in a marking of 30. Oop. 13, whatever. This doesn't matter. 0.7. So I won't add any extras for that because it's just basically showing you how to work it, but obviously you can add extras for that hotel too. Now this is where things get a little bit different. So flights before were just simple flights. Right now you choose a provider. For now we only have Air Tahiti anyway, we shouldn't have anything. Air Tahiti is the only one we have in there. So then you select a departure island. So they would obviously depart from Tahiti and they would go to Bora. And then we choose the flight is automatically selected, so you don't have to worry about that. So the day of the flight would be day 2 because on the first night they're staying in a hotel. Again, the markup I'll get rid of all these markups, don't worry. Then once that's added, so we've added a Papiti to Bora, so then what we want to do is add one back. So Bora to Tahiti, and it adds that flight for us, and that would be on the 7th day. Let's say they're coming back the same day they fly out. So there we go. So those are the 2 flights are added. So that's the only change really, is now we have a departure and arrival island, and this is for the bookings. I'll show you why afterwards. Let's say no ferries. Let's make an activity, why not? Let's see what's available. We're romantic, and we'll just take like a sunset cruise for 2, 1 day 4. Very basic. So now transfers again has changed as well. So let's just choose a very basic one, like transfer airport hotel. So if we wanted to, it's very similar to the booking one. We have to link the transfers to objects. So you can't just have a random transfer. It has to go from something to something else. So if it was from the international arrival to the resort in Tahiti, it would be day 1. Give it a markup of 30. I'll get rid of this markup thing. And then we might want another one from the hotel to the flight, which is not Bob Papiti, it's Papiti Bob, and day 2, 30% markup. And then we might want, I mean, if they're coming back on the same day as their flight out, we can leave that, but you could add a 3rd one from the domestic flight to the international flight. Let's give it a service. Let's give it like a JTB, something Paradise service or whatever on day 1. And then we add that. So that's basically how the quotation is done. So now you can see we've added all those things to the quotation, and now we just have to add the land fees. For the moment, the land fees is obviously manual, but we do have the original code from the system that I built that generates the land fees. We just need to update it. Might take a few days, maybe 2 or 3 days to update that, but for the moment this works. So the first thing we start is with selling period. So like, when would a booking be made for this package? So let's say bookings from January to the end of February or something like this. This will probably be like Kamiki, Shmoki, something like that. I don't know the dates, but this is probably how you guys sell that. So you add that date range first, so that selling period is added. Once that selling period is added, you can add multiple selling periods. I'll just add one for now. So once you've chosen that selling period, you then add a stay period. So maybe from January to the end of March, and then we can apply that. So now we have a stay period and a selling period, and then obviously we choose the selling period and the stay period, and then we add land fees for those, because that's how the land fees are divided. So the first land fees might be €1,600, and then 1,500 for double, triple might be 1,400, and quadruple might be 1,300. So once that's added, that'll add the euro and the XPF rate to that package. So from now, this quotation is complete. So obviously we can add more dates and periods and land fees. But you can go back to view quotations, and you'll see I've already created one, and that's the one we just created. You can then view it if you need to just see what's in it. If the hotels are correct, you can see the extras that are available, what islands it's on, the transfers and things like that. So that's just to make sure that everything is correct. You can also go back and edit the booking, or edit the quotation, pardon me. So you can edit all this information afterwards. There's no problem with that. Obviously, anything you edit now will change the bookings in the future. So if you really want to change a lot of things and you want to keep this one, then all you have to do is go to make a copy. So this works now, duplicate. So you could just duplicate them and make different versions of it. A, B, C, D, whatever it is, or 1, 2, 3, 4 of the same package. So the most interesting part now is the fact that you can actually add package bookings to the system. So first of all, you choose ATO, and then you choose a package. These are typable as well. So if I hit 7 days, 7 nights, sorry, then I can choose that package. Then I choose an arrival date for the client. Now be careful, because this obviously affects the land fees. So when will the client arrive in Polynesia? That's important, and also the number of packs, the date of the booking creation. Be careful with this, because obviously we don't have land fees for December, because I put the land fees starting from a sale period of January. So you need to be careful but generally this will automatically be today and should be okay. Just need to be careful with that. So once the quotation has been used as a package in this booking, so once we've created a package booking, what's happened has all of the items that we saved in the quotation have been added to this booking. Now there's quite a few things you need to do first. So first of all, what we need to do is add the TO file number. So just give it a file number from whatever, and we can leave the date as it is. I want to add some hex types. So once that's done, that then gives us a chance to move down here. We basically go box by box to make sure that we don't forget anything. So we change the packs names because they weren't included. So it might be Daniel and Brady, and I'll let you know my date of birth. There we go. And I am 29. So there we go. So that we've changed one of the packs, and then obviously change the other one. I'll just do it really quick. So the next part is the flights. Now it's just basically invented flights because it didn't know the flights when you created the booking. So this is where you would add the flights. So you just click on the plus, the date is still the same, they are arriving on the 1st, and then you would just simply use the flight number and the flight time. If you believe there is already a flight, you can just check what flights are available by just hitting the date again, and it will look up the flights that are available. If you hit the departure date and there's nothing, then you can just add the flight. So basically it would help to just click the dates just in case somebody's already added these flights or anything. You don't want to add them twice, so just click the arrival date and the departure date, and this box will pop up saying, oh, you need to add something. So we'll just add any old flight, and we'll say it leaves at 7 o'clock or something. So that adds those flights to the database, so we're ready to go. So you always click the plus there to add those flights. So now we've got the packs and the flights in. You can do whatever you need for confirming hotels and getting those ready. Then we would need to check the flights. So same again with this. If you need to add a pass or anything like that, or book them or ticketing or whatever, that all happens from here. The transfers, the last thing to check before you complete the booking is just the transfers, because we didn't have a time because we didn't know what flight they were on. So now that we've added the flight, we just need to quickly update that time to be what we want it to be, because it's not using the generator that we use for Europe, because it can't work because it doesn't have a flight. So just need to be sure, like we don't know what time that flight is either. So you can leave that because that one will be generated by the flight generator. If you book these flights, it will generate the time for this. You don't need to worry about that. It's more for the international ones, but basically they just need to be double checked and they can be edited from here. So once that's done, this booking is generated and can be used to generate vouchers, and obviously you have to confirm everything and confirm it with the TO and print out the quotation and but it now works. So we have all the data that we need in here ready for this. Okay, that's it for me. Today I'm going to be working on refining this, just making sure that it's tested and correct. And then once that's done, I'll start working on the generator for the land fees, and I'll also finish up the booking filter and search system. Okay, bye.